Hey Brickheads, Scott with 36 Bricks here, taking a look at the improvements that I'm going to make to my shipping crates. That's right, need to make some improvements on these, have some plans for my Lego shipping crates. Let's check it out. All right, guys, so if you didn't know, this is one of two of my Lego shipping crates. Now, what do I use these for? Well, to ship my Lego. So essentially, what happens is I am involved with several different lugs in the Southern California area. I tour doing events for those lugs, for my 36 Bricks channel, all that kind of fun stuff, and I do events and essentially display a lot of my builds. So a lot of people use these bins, but they're not like the exact size that you really need for bins or for the builds. Like, they don't fit the 32 by 32 base plates all that great, because the bottoms of them are more than 10 inches, or if they are, they're not a perfect fit. So a couple years ago I was in a lug, and one of the members essentially had something similar than this and built it. So I took that idea and I built my own version of that. So theirs was way different. Theirs looked like a Lego brick versus mine. Because of the 36 Bricks channel, I wanted the brick facade. So I went to Home Depot, or no, I went to Lowe's, picked up the facades. I had somebody help build these, and they've worked okay for a while, but recently there's been issues. So one of the issues is this is the door, and to fasten the door, you have these fasteners that they're twist fasteners. They're great. I love them. There's three of them, but as you can see, over time the box is warping. Not exactly sure why, but it's warping. And when I go to position these, they no longer, for whatever reason, line up. You can see that it's halfway there. And then during transport, these actually pop off. So, because they don't line up properly. A couple of the other issues is this thing is heavy. Yes, I can lift it. However, most of the time it's me and my daughters or me and my wife that are lifting this. It is super heavy. I want to say it's without builds, you're looking at about 45 to 50 pounds. And it's awkward because it's big. I mean, these things are, the width of my arms or what have you. So when I pop these arms, the other issue is there's no support on these panels. The way the guy helped build them, he kind of assessed for the certain space that I have, because I wanted these to go in my truck. So when it comes to, this, they don't, or, this here, they push down a little bit and there's no actual support there. The other issue that I'm having specifically with the door is because there's one screw there. We actually wood glued these, but they're starting to now turn because of the screw pivot point. Also, up here, if I take this piece of wood down, it's kind of the same. You can see gaps, and I really don't like that. So, been thinking about rebuilding these for a couple years, and what I've decided to do is, well, rebuild them now. I went ahead and looked online, and I'll show you kind of what I did. But I went ahead and looked online for materials. I looked at different places and came up with what I think is hopefully a great solution. All right, guys. So, in addition to going to the big box stores like Home Depot and Lowe's to get some of the materials that I was interested in, uh, I also, and I've kind of mentioned this before, I went ahead and did a quick search on my favorite Facebook Marketplace for different materials that I might need. So I figured, what the heck, I would go into free crates and see if anybody was offering anything for free. So, of course, when you look on, Facebook Marketplace, some things are a perfect match, other things aren't. So I went ahead and started looking down. I looked at this, but they want $100 for it. I continued to look through like the different options as far as different crates, different materials, and I just at first I wasn't finding anything. I mean, I was seeing these, kind of crates, and I was seeing these kind of crates, and I've gotten materials like those in the past. I mean, because they are, I mean, if you really look at the materials, a lot of these are 2x4s. This is where like I get a lot of materials as far as building sheds and stuff like that on my property. So I was going through and I was kind of looking for different things. Saw these crates and went, oh, these would actually work pretty nicely, but then I would need to modify them because um, I'd have to put a door on the front or something like that, and then they want different prices, and quite honestly, I can't afford much, so I'm like, oh, is there anything that I can find that's free or something along those lines? Like this particular person, I've actually gotten a lot of wood from, because the material tends to be really good. I mean, these pieces are 2x4s, they're 4x4s, they're 4x6s, and they could be 16 feet long. But like I said, so I just kind of went through the motions and I started looking for different crates. And lo and behold, after I did, quite a bit of searching, let me see if I can see any, like, like again, if you look at these materials, like, that's all solid wood. You know, that piece right there looks like it's already like designed for me as far as like a sorting tray or something like that. So again, continued on, searched and searched and searched and searched and searched until I found this person on Marketplace here, and these ended up looking really good. So I'll show you the details of what I found. So at first, like, these look super big. I know it's a little hard to see, but these look super big. But as you actually turn, it's just like this unit here, like this piece right here. Now, is it the best material? Kind of, sort of, not really. I mean, I'll show you because I did actually go and pick these up. But if you look at it, it's actually really good material for what I'm using it for. And so, this, as you can see, this is roughly 47 inches tall, 57 inches long. The bottom section is 19 inches. The top section is 21 inches. Each of these sections individually is roughly what I used for, the ones that I built. This I'm assuming is 23 inches deep, and so they seem to work really well. And so I was actually really excited about them. So as you can see here, message again. So I went through and I messaged the person, and ah, um, so I went through, I messaged the person to see if they were still available, and they had details, and these are free, mind you. These are free. That didn't cost me anything other than time and gas. So from here, let me show you what I picked up. Hey, Brickheads! Just want to give you a quick thank you for all your love and support. It really, really does mean a lot that you take the time, energy, and effort to watch my videos, hang out during live streams, and have lots of fun. If you like my content and want more, please consider joining one of my memberships, as every little bit counts and goes right back into my channel. Like what I'm wearing? Check out my merch store. And again, thank you so much for watching. It really does mean a lot. Alright guys, so like I said, this is kind of where I get a lot of materials and pieces of wood like this. And these are what I picked up. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit just so that I can show you. Now, the material on this stuff is actually really good. So I picked up 4 full pieces, okay, of the shelving units, and it's a little hard to see, but these are massive. These are way bigger than I thought, and there's 4 of them here. So this is what I was talking about as far as, like, you know, them being pretty big. Now, as far as the best materials, as you can see, you know, it's kind of plywood material. It's not the best. You know, it kind of splits a little bit. You can kind of see it here, you know, splitting and bubbling and all that kind of fun stuff. But 1, it's free. And 2, it's still good material for what, like, I wanted it for. I may still have to modify it because essentially these will not fit. They'll fit, of course, in my trailer. But as far as in my truck, they won't fit with the top cover over. Now, what you can see here is I went ahead and picked, you know, he had a bunch of scraps. So I went ahead and grabbed those scraps as well, or some of the scraps as well, just so that I could have a little bit of wiggle room as far as materials and all that kind of fun stuff. So as you can see, you know, these pieces, there's probably another, you know, like 4 containers here of material, but they were all broken up. So, and you know, the nails and stuff like that, they're solid. I mean, they're, you know, like I said, for the most part, it's good material. It is like pressed board, I think is what they call it. So, you know, it's very strong and durable, but it doesn't work well under the elements. And of course, I have it outside. So, so this is basically the plan. So we're going to take these materials, we're going to like fortify these a little bit, in the sense of we are going to you know, make these a little bit more sturdy. And then I'm going to actually take this piece and I might cut it to where it's here so that I just have the top piece, and that is pretty much the same size as my current container. And these are fairly light. I mean, these aren't, you know, these aren't heavy. These, as they are probably half the weight in materials, because it's you're not using 2x4s, you're not using 2x2s. This is all pressed board, so it's ends up being a lot lighter when it comes to shipping. So like I said, I will probably have to unscrew these and, you know, modify them a little bit, because essentially this, or one of these, is going to be for my zoo. So I will have a couple different shelves, which means I need to have brackets and all of that kind of fun stuff. So pretty excited. Now, as far as facade goes, this is the stuff that I used. I got it at Lowe's. I think it was like $20 a sheet for an 8-foot by 8-foot sheet. This is what I used before. But if you actually look at it, again, it's pretty thick. It does weigh quite a bit. And quite frankly, when I picked them up when I went back to Lowe's to get more, they didn't have any. However, they did have this style. This is way lighter, way thinner. So as far as structural, you know, suitability, it's not as structurally sound as this. However, it's basically just an outer shell. If we go back and take a look at the material here, you know, it's essentially going to take the place of this plastic that I rip off, and just, you know, basically look good for the facade. And then not sure if I'm going to paint these or what I'm going to do with them, but that's kind of what I have planned. That's kind of, you know, what the process is. So right now I'm just in the planning stages. Don't want to make this video too long, but just kind of wanted to show you what I'm up to. and the progress of these crates that I've found and decided to pick up. So like I said, I have 4 of them. I can always contact the guy if I want more, or if I need more materials. I should have plenty of materials in this wood here. But if I need the exact same materials, I can always contact the guy and see if he has any more for me. Now, as far as the bottom goes, I'm going to bring you down to this. I'm not sure if I'm going to leave this on. These are on essentially pallets. But it does give the bottom structural stability. However, that does increase the size. I mean, this is probably, I don't know, 6 to 8 inches tall already with this. So if I cut those off, it might give me a little bit more room as far as being able to put in the truck. So stay tuned. This is kind of part 1 of this, of these crates, just kind of the planning phase. What do you guys think? Do you like my idea? Give me your thoughts. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like my content. Want more? Please consider joining one of my memberships, as every little bit counts and goes right back into the channel. Same with my merch. I've got some great shirt designs. If I don't have a shirt design that you are interested in seeing and you want me to try to come up with something that you think a lot of people might like, please let me know in the comments. I'm really looking forward to your input, and we will see you next time on 36 Bricks. Ooh, this one's cool. Check this one out. I agree, that one's cool, but this one's awesome. Ooh, I like this one. I just can't stop watching. Well, I like them all, and I'm going to subscribe. Can you do the same? Please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on 36 Bricks.